What if I told you the oxygen element you're breathing right now? This is not created from the forest, plants, and trees around you. The single oxygen element is much older than plants itself. The story of the oxygen you need to survive this video, with every breath you take, all started in the extreme pressure and heat inside the hearts of stars, crushing lighter elements together to fuse into heavier elements. You might know about nuclear power plants. This is also how atomic bombs work. This happens when an atom is split apart. The result? A little bit of matter of these atoms will be transformed into pure energy, which is incredibly strong. Albert Einstein expresses the fact that mass and energy are the same physical entity and can be changed into each other. The famous equation, energy is equal to mass multiplied by the square of the speed of light. It's this basic, fundamental principle what makes all of us possible. An easy way to think about this is, imagine that energy and mass are the different sides of the very same coin. And if we flip this coin, it means huge amount of energy will be released. For about last 75 years or so, it gave us the power to destroy the whole Earth itself. The only reason this did not happen yet is sheer luck, not wisdom. During the Cold War, we got extremely lucky it did not happen. Not once or twice, but tens of times over the decades. Sometimes, only one single person stopped us from total destruction. In October 1962, during the Cuban Missile Crisis, a Soviet submarine called B-59 lost contact with Moscow. Surrounded by US warships and hit with warning depth charges, the crew believed they were under real attack. On board was a nuclear torpedo, powerful enough to spark World War III. To launch it, all 3 senior officers had to agree. 2 said yes, 1 said no. His name was Vasily Arkhipov. While the captain prepared to authorize the nuclear strike, Arkhipov refused, arguing that they should surface and wait for orders. In that moment, his calm judgment prevented a nuclear war. Vasily Arkhipov is now remembered as the man who quietly saved the world from World War III. The point is, the same basic principles of the universe that makes the stars shine also makes it possible for us to destroy the Earth in a single afternoon. This video will explain the basic principles without going into every little detail for now. The fact is, when you breathe, you're inhaling the products of ancient suns. And when you look at the night sky, you're gazing into your own cosmic origin. We are literally made of stardust. So, how does that actually work? When we breathe, we often thank the trees and plants, and we should. They give us oxygen, the element that keeps us alive, right? Here's the deeper truth. Plants don't create the oxygen atoms themselves. They recycle them to oxygen gas. This makes it possible for us to breathe. The single oxygen element already existed long before life began, forged in the hearts of ancient stars, where temperatures reached millions of degrees. So every breath you take is a gift not only from the forests around you, but from stars that lived and died billions of years ago. You're breathing the universe itself, the same atoms once carried in the flames of suns. Let me explain this whole principle from the beginning. After the Big Bang, the universe was not filled with stars or light, just a hot, dense sea of particles. As it expanded and cooled, those particles combined to form the first atoms, mostly hydrogen, some helium, and a trace of lithium. That was the entire chemical universe back then. No carbon, no oxygen, no iron. Just the simplest atoms drifting through space. Hydrogen, the most common atom, is made of 1 proton and 1 electron, with no neutron. It is the simplest possible building block, and it became the foundation for everything that would ever exist. Over time, enormous clouds of hydrogen and helium began to form. They floated quietly through the dark for millions of years, until gravity pulled them together, slowly, invisibly, relentlessly. Imagine mist gathering into raindrops. As the gas clouds condensed, pressure and temperature in their centers rose higher and higher until they reached the breaking point. And then, in a single brilliant moment, the first stars ignited. Inside their blazing cores, atoms were crushed together under immense pressure. Hydrogen fused into helium, releasing a flood of energy that lit up the universe for the first time. Those first stars were enormous, many times larger than our sun, and they burned fast, only for a few million years. Stars live in balance, the inward pull of gravity matched by the outward push of their own heat and energy. That balance is what allows a star to shine. And deep inside, something extraordinary is happening. The stars began fusing the massive amounts of hydrogen into helium, then into carbon, carbon into oxygen, and oxygen into heavier and heavier elements, step by step, building the periodic table. In the most massive stars, this chain continued all the way up to iron. But iron is where fusion stops giving energy. When a core becomes rich in iron, it can no longer hold itself up. Gravity wins, the core collapses, and the star explodes outward in a titanic supernova. In that one moment, the heavier elements are born. Gold, silver, iodine, uranium, and platinum, forged in less than a second in a wave of unimaginable heat and pressure. Sometimes even greater events occur when two dead stars, neutron stars, collide. The explosion, called a kilonova, releases such a storm of neutrons that it creates entire families of new elements in a single flash. These are the moments when the universe makes itself. All that matter, the dust, the metals, and the atoms, spreads across galaxies and mixes into new gas clouds. From those clouds come new stars, new worlds, and eventually life. Our sun was born from one of those clouds, already rich with the stardust of countless generations before it. On one small planet orbiting that star, some of that dust began to think. What eventually became you as a human being. The hydrogen in you is older than the stars. The oxygen in you was made by stars. The gold on your finger was forged during supernova explosions of dying stars. When you understand that we are stardust, it stops being a metaphor. It becomes literal truth. You are the universe made conscious, a way for the cosmos to look back and see itself. The ultimate connection between everything and everyone. So the next time you look up at the night sky, remember this. You are not small. You are vast. You are ancient. You are stardust. One day, those same atoms will return to the stars again, to shine, to burn, and to become something new. Stay curious, and may you always find wonder in yourself and in the cosmos. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, share, or leave a comment what you think, or did you already knew this?